rode near Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 16, 1889. Wally Joby and Chick Umber, professional killers. Hired by the Hammond faction of the Tanner-Hammond land and cattle feud, a bloody range war spreading throughout the territory. So far, 23 men had died. Every road outside Tombstone was a potential death trap.
Hey, Joby. Look.
Well, now, ain't that Fred Tanner's kid?
Yeah. Well, what about that talk about the range war stopping and all us going free?
Don't you fret none, Chick. We're still getting paid, and as far as we're concerned, the war's still on.
Like a setting duck.
Another $50.
Tombstone Territory. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Hey, Joby. Do you think we're pushing our luck riding right into Tombstone?
You know something about yourself, Chick? You're a worrier.
Sheriff Hollister?
Yeah?
From General Claybanks. He said it was urgent.
Thank you. The amnesty. By authorization from Washington, the governor of the Territory of Arizona orders all involved principals to immediately lay down their arms and take oaths to keep the peace. Anyone breaking the amnesty will be summarily court-martialed and executed. Otherwise, all participants are fully pardoned.
Does that mean Joby and Umber? Why, they've killed 7 men.
That's what it means, Wayne. It's like the armistice at the end of any war. After a couple of years of fighting, the issues get confused and there's right and wrong on both sides. So a full pardon is the only practical solution. It's got to end somewhere.
Begging your pardon, sir, but I saw those 2 gunmen you mentioned, Joby and Umber. Some out on the trail riding in, only a couple of miles out of town.
Well, thank you very much, but they're not wanted men anymore. Unless they break this amnesty, I can't touch them. Fred Tanner's in town buying supplies. I'll administer the oath to him. You ride out to Hammond's place and make sure that he understands all of the conditions, and then swear him in. That'll end it. Fred.
Still chasing Hammond's hired gunmen? Or have you quit trying?
I wouldn't say that.
$50 a man Josh Hammond pays them. You haven't even touched them. They're murderers, cold-blooded murderers.
There was a lot of blood spilled on both sides, Fred. Besides, I need proof to arrest anybody. And I'm not looking for him anymore. Neither are you. The amnesty's come through. It's all over.
I'd be glad. Except for that Joby and that Umber.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Come on over to my office. I'll give you the oath. Wayne's out getting Hammonds now.
All right, Clay. You know the real reason I'm glad it's finished? After 3 years of shooting and killing, it's Not so much the land anymore, nor what this sort of thing has done to me. It's what it might do to my son. Les was 14 when it started. He's 17 now and figures he's big enough to help out with a gun. Or be killed by one.
Hello, Harris.
Hello, Clay.
Got some official business for you.
Well, this is one notice I'll be happy to print. Free.
Les, what happened?
Ambushed. Don't know who.
$20 enough?
Yeah, you post one of them, I'll take care of the rest.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, I should do it. Just wish it had come about 15 lives sooner. Better get Clay.
You're the newspaper man?
That's right.
I sure hope the rest of the people in this town know how to read. Ain't that right, Chick?
Oh, we ain't about to break the amnesty. Only it don't say nothing about self-defense. In case somebody else starts something.
Well, hello, Sheriff. Sure nice to meet you after all this time. Ain't it nice, Chick?
Oh, sure is.
Listen carefully, Joby. As far as I'm concerned, you and your partner are nothing but murderers, amnesty or no. But I'm not going to run you out of town, because I want you here. I want you real close. And if you so much as wiggle a trigger finger, I'm going to haul you in.
Sheriff, we ain't gonna wiggle nothing. Unless somebody else wiggles first. Say, in case you want us, we'll be over at the Oriental Saloon celebrating our new standing in the community.
They're going to make it a bitter pill to swallow, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to try. Hello, Ellen.
Hi.
Anything come in on those telegrams you sent out?
Yes. No one seems to have anything definite on them.
No, just a chance. I was hoping I could turn up something. Wally Joby, known member of the Wild Bunch, suspected bank robber. No proof or warrant. Provo, Utah. Wally Joby and Chick Umber questioned in killings during Santa Fe sheep and cattle war last year. No proof. And the same thing, Pecos, Texas. There's not a warrant in the bunch. They played it pretty smooth. I still can't touch them.
Can't touch them? What are you talking about?
Forgot you hadn't heard. Here. Thanks, Ellen. Hollister? Yes, Fred?
Look in the back.
Les.
He was still alive when I found him. Didn't even know who did it. Somebody ambushed him. Who do you think did it? I wanted you to know, Clay. I wanted you to know why I'm going to find Joby and Umber and kill them myself.
Look, Fred, I've known you a long time. I know how you feel. But you can't break the amnesty. Otherwise, I'll have to arrest you. The court might hang you.
You mean you'd stand for them against me?
I mean, I've got to enforce the law no matter how I feel. Besides, you don't know that Joby and Umber did it.
I'll ask him to make sure. Just before I kill him, I'll ask him.
Hey, Mr. Tanner. Mr. Tanner, we sure are sorry about the kid.
How did you know?
Well, nobody told us about the amnesty, and when the boy come along with...
No, Fred!
I'll be back. Next time, things will be different. I'll bring enough men to do it my way.
Sheriff, we want to thank you. You know, we don't want nobody breaking that there amnesty.
I don't do anything foolish.
Sheriff just got a little excited, that's all. We got nothing to worry about. Not with the law protecting us the way it does.
Joby! Something for you to remember. There's one man the amnesty doesn't include.
Who?
Me.
The afternoon of September 16, 1889. A day Sheriff Clay Hollister stood alone to uphold the laws he was sworn to enforce.
Here you are, bartender. That ought to cover it. And that ought to cover another bottle.
Let it never be said that we're breaking the law.
Right. There you go.
I feel like a little poker, Chick. How about you?
Sure. What about Tanner?
He ain't gonna bother us none. You saw what the sheriff did. Next time he'll use his gun if he has to. Bring the bottle. You two gentlemen would like us to join you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, wouldn't you?
It's mighty obliging of you.
Let's see here. 10, 20, 40, 50. Seems like all our money comes in $50 batches nowadays.
350, 400, 450, 500. Well, that's it, Clay. $500 reward to the man who kills Wally Joby and Chick Umber, donated by the citizens of Tombstone.
What do they want from me? They elected me to this office to uphold the law, and now they offer a reward to go out and break the law.
Well, they feel pretty strongly about
Well,
it.
you know how I feel about it.
Yeah. So do they. That's why they gave me the money instead of you.
You can just give it back to them.
An amnesty is a truce to stop wanton killings, a searing medicine to clean the gaping wounds of war, but which can leave little sores of infection to fester and spread.
Joby,
Hello, Sheriff.
I want you and Umber out of town now.
Well, 30 minutes ago you were telling us we had to stay.
Well, I changed my mind.
Well, you have. Well, we ain't.
I said now. Try it.
Now, Sheriff. We ain't gonna start anything. You want us to leave, we leave. I guess you're ace high. First town I ever saw where a single ace beat two of a kind. How much time we got? I sure would like a drink first.
30 minutes.
Clay? Harris said you probably were here.
Outside, Ellen.
There's trouble, Clay. At the post office, I overheard them. Most of the merchants, Maddox, Wilson, Richardson, they plan to join Fred Tanner when he comes back. What are you going to do?
Well, there's not much I can do except get them out of town. Two killers going free to kill again.
If there was only some way we could get them to break the amnesty.
They're not about to. I've thought about it. How to force them or even trick them out into the open.
I guess it would take something pretty extra special.
Yeah, they're hiding behind that amnesty, and they're not extra special. Extra special, that's it. Where's Harris?
He's in his office, I think.
Thanks.
But I haven't completed a conversation with you all day.
Harris, I know how I can do it. I can force Joby and Umber out into the open, out from under the protection of the amnesty. But I need your help.
Well, sure, Clay. What do you want me
Front page of the epitaph. Is it all set up?
Yeah.
Well, can you change it?
Change it?
Yeah. Here's a headline for a front page story I need fast.
Well, you don't think anything of ruining 3 hours' work, do you?
It's for a very special extra edition of the paper. Just one copy, in fact.
Just a moment, please. Now, may I help? I know who you are. If you're smart, you'll ride out of Tombstone. Fred Tanner's on his way here with his men, and Clay, the sheriff, won't be able to stop them, and...
Funny, you know, that's just what we were thinking, since we hear they got a small army. Of course, if you were to ride with us, nobody'd do any shooting, would they? So I figure we'll just wait here till Tanner gets here, and then you and me and Chick will just sort of mosey out of town.
Just in case they slip through, two of you take the east road. We'll meet you at the edge of town. Don't forget, I want those two. All right, let's go.
At the request of Sheriff Clay Hollister, I rolled out a special edition. Amnesties restricted to members of Tanner Hammond families only. All hired killers and gunmen to pay for their crimes.
15 minutes. Quick work.
I'll just make sure they see it pronto.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. Here you go. And Harris, be careful.
Hey, Chick, let's load the saloon, just a couple of bottles. While we're waiting, we might as well get a little sociable.
Seems like no time to be messing with drinking, Wally.
You just quit thinking, get.
All right.
Umber, the sheriff's looking for you.
Yeah, what for?
You mean you haven't heard? Well, it's right here.
They can't do this. They can't do this! We gotta get out of here. They changed the amnesty.
Well, it can't be this way. Something gone wrong. Hey, get back here, fool!
Get away from that horse, Sheriff. I said, get away from that horse.
Tanner.
Yeah. And where's Joby?
Telegraph office, I think.
All right, Joby. Come on out.
Now, don't ask for it. Now, don't come any closer, Sheriff, or I'll kill her.
You can't get away with this.
Why not?
Nobody's gonna shoot you.
Let her go, Joby. You can't get a mile out of town.
I'll make it.
You think Tanner's gonna let you go?
You call Tanner off or I'm gonna kill her.
You hurt her and I'll beat you to death.
Joby.
Whatever you have to do. I mean with me for breaking the amnesty. It's all right, Clay. I don't care now.
When they shot at me, Fred, they lost their protection. Terms of the amnesty have been carried out. For those that broke it, they asked for it. Execution.
You know, Clay, I sort of hate to break up this front page. First time in my career I ever put out a one-copy extra.
You better save the paper. Someday it might be a collector's item.
They were safe until they tried to shoot it out. You sure came up with an ace in the hole.
What makes you say that?
I heard about it. Joby had it figured right at the Oriental.
What do you mean?
Wonder if he knew he was playing for such high stakes when he said this was the only town he'd ever been in where a singleton ace beats two of a kind.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory. November 16, 1888. Mark Thompson, young troublemaker, had been sent packing from Tombstone by Sheriff Clay Hollister.
Hi there. By ginger, I wasn't expecting to see you back this way so soon, Mark. I figured you were having a high old time in Tombstone.
Things are kind of slow.
Don't just sit there. Light down. I'm just about ready for chow. Got something to celebrate. Sure run into something today, boy. Yes, sir. I guess old Pecos will die rich after all.
Actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Sheriff. Pecos Smith, left for dead by Mark Thompson, rode into Tombstone. Clay, a wounded man on a horse. You better have a look.
All right.
Hold it. It's Pecos Smith.
Yeah, and he's still alive. You, get the doc. Come on, help me get him over to my office.
Easy. Watch the door, Sheriff.
Swing around.
Take him, Clay.
I got him.
Easy now.
You're gonna be all right, Pecos. You're gonna be all right.
I asked him to share chow.
Ask who? Ask who, Pecos?
Mark Thompson. I thought he was wild, but...
Well, it had to be robbery. I saw Pecos exchange $2,000 in gold for cash just the other day.
You figure Thompson saw it too?
He must have. Back shooter. Pecos never hurt anybody. She is taken care of, Harris.
You going without a posse?
It's quicker that way.
Clay, watch your back. 18, 1888. Tracking Thompson was as easy as reading a map. Too easy, Clay sometimes thought, and he rode with a loose holster. November 20, Clay Hollister was still on the trail. It led to a town in the Chiricahua foothills. Some hopeful settler had called it Paradise, and that's where Mark Thompson's trail led.
Double.
Well, howdy, Mark. I'm glad to see you, son. You'll all be right pleased, too.
Yeah.
You gonna stick around this time?
You got any objections, Marshal?
Still carrying a chip, huh?
Minding my own business, if that's what you mean. Anything else on your mind?
Nope. I've tried my best to be friends with you, Mark. You'll never be able to say that I didn't. Well, maybe you'll be glad to see your Ma. I hope so. She's missed you, son. It ain't easy running that place alone.
Well, I'm glad you realize that. Hi, Ma.
Oh, I knew you'd come back. I just knew it.
Well, you're looking good, Ma.
Oh, Mark, let me look at you. 6 months. Oh, you're thin, Mark. You been eating regular?
Oh, Ma, will you quit fussing me?
If you'd wrote me you was coming, I'd have cooked something special for you.
Yeah, well, I kind of made up my mind at the last minute.
I bet the Lazy Y lost their best hand when you decided to come home.
Yeah. Well, I didn't figure it was right to stay away too long. Man's got to look after his folks.
I'll rush it up something to eat. They run off 2 of my horses. Never saw a hide nor tail of them again.
Did you report it to the marshal?
You know better than that.
Well, look, it's all right to be stiff-necked, Ma, but sometimes you got to use people. Even a lousy marshal.
Oh. Your pa never used anyone. He wouldn't have liked it. Gee, things would sure be different around here if your pa'd only lived and if you were only more like him.
Ma, I'm myself. I ain't Pa or anyone else.
If you'd stay home, we could fix up the place and go on.
Do you think they'd let us? Do you think anyone's going to give John Thompson's family a break?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's all in our heads. We remember so clear, and we think everyone else does, too.
Nobody's forgotten how Pa and Uncle Fred were killed by the law. It's just no good here, I tell you. You know, if we were smart, we'd sell out. There's plenty of people who'd buy this place. We got the best water around here.
No, son. Your pa's buried here, and I ain't deserting him.
Ma, let's sell the place. Now, with the money you could get and with what I've got here, we could start all over again.
Where'd you get all that money?
What difference does it make?
You in trouble, son?
Now, there you go again. Of course I'm not in trouble. There was a game in Tombstone. Everything came my way, that's all. Now, this is yours. I want you to take it.
Where are you going?
Ma, when are you going to realize I'm growing up? Now, I just came home. I want to go see the boys.
Sure. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
I'll be home early.
Keep out of trouble, son.
November 21, 1888. Fate was dealing a tricky hand. Sheriff Clay Hollister was less than an hour out of Paradise.
Well, I guess I better be getting back to the ranch.
Now, you wait a minute. You gotta give us a chance to get square.
Now, look, this is my first day home. Ma's expecting me.
Well, your ma can wait, mister. He's gotta go home and see Mama. How do you like that? Doggone Mama's boy.
Hey, none of that!
I was just kidding, Marshal. It was just for laughs.
Yeah, you could have died laughing. Now, there'll be no more trouble over this, you understand? The boy just had a little too much to drink.
All right, Marshal, have it your way. But make sure he knows it, too.
Give me a hand. We'll take him out back so we can sleep it off.
Look like you've been riding, friend.
Yeah, will you rub him dry and water him light? If I'm not back in about an hour, give him half a flake of hay.
Yes, sir, I sure will. I say, ain't you been here before? Sure, you're Clay Hollister from Tombstone, ain't you? Well, what's up, Sheriff?
Well, when I know, I'll tell you, okay?
Big secret, eh? Well, whoever you're after, I hope you catch him. See, if you're looking for the marshal, you'll find him up the saloon. Big ruckus up there a little while ago. But don't worry about your horse. I'll put him off for you real good.
Thank you. Clay, you old son of a gun. How you been? Well, I couldn't be better. What brings you up this way?
Well, much as I like your company, it isn't a social call.
Well, that figures. Kind of looks like you've been traveling.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days. Almost lost track of the time. Sit down, huh?
If you know anybody around here named Mark Thompson? Yeah. He was born and raised right down the road. And does his family still live here? His mother. What's it all about?
Murder.
Murder? In Tombstone, a miner, he backshot him. Have you seen him around? Yeah, he got into a fight in here. I had to lay a pistol to his head. Knocked him out cold. He's out back sleeping it off. Lead off.
He must have seen me. I better get out to his place before he takes off for good.
Now, don't go riding out there without knowing what you're getting into.
What?
That star, I'd be kind of careful calling on Frida Thompson. Why, that old gal's liable to shoot you before you can call out your name. You'd be dead, and she'd claim you were trespassing.
Oh, sounds as bad as her boy.
No, not really. It's just that she hasn't got any use for the law. Ever since her husband and brother were gunned down.
Oh?
There'd been a lot of rustling around here 10, maybe 15 years ago. The cattle were traced to the Thompson place. He and her brother decided to fight, and both caught lead. Frida holds that the marshal needed a patsy, and they were it.
But the rustling stopped?
Yes, it did. But she never believed it. And she's not going to believe anything against her darling Mark. She'll say he's being persecuted the way her husband was. You won't take him, Clay. Not if she shoots as straight as she used to. We both know what to do if a man opens fire, but, well, how do you handle a woman like her?
Maybe tell her the truth?
There's only one side to a story if it's about Mark. His side. No one's going to make her believe any different.
Oh, by the way, were you the marshal that had to kill her husband?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I better go out there alone.
Walk real easy, Clay. She'll aim for your star.
Mark! What are you doing? What's wrong?
Oh, will you please leave me alone?
You're not too old to answer my questions. You were going to sneak out. You weren't even going to say goodbye.
Oh, it's the same old story, Ma. Something goes wrong and they blame me for it on account of Pa. There was a killing in Tombstone. Somebody told the sheriff who I was. That's all he needed. I was playing cards with the boys at the Paradise when he rode in. He's a killer, this Hollister, I know. I didn't want to sneak out on you, Ma, but I was afraid.
Sure you were. When are they going to leave us alone? Look, you remember that cave you used to hide in when you were a kid? No one will think of it. You go there, and if Hollister comes, I'll handle him. And you stay there till I give you the word.
Thanks, Ma. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Come on out with your hands up, Thompson. Make it easy on yourself.
Whoever you are out there, you better get. That shot was just a warning. I told you to take off, mister. You're trespassing.
You're not going to shoot me, Mrs. Thompson. Or you wouldn't have fired that warning shot.
Every man's entitled to one warning. After that, he's on his own. Now ride out, mister.
My name's Sheriff Hollister, ma'am.
I'm through talking, Sheriff.
You're more of a man than your son, Mrs. Thompson.
What do you mean?
He never would have warned me.
That's careless talk, Sheriff. With a gun on you.
I've come to get him. He's wanted for robbery and murder.
Mark told me all about it. You're just after him because of his father.
Ma'am, I never heard about your husband until I rode into Paradise today. Mark backshot an old man for his money. The man lived long enough to tell me.
You're lying. Thompson never shot anybody in the back.
No, ma'am, that's the truth. And I'm not leaving this part of the country without him. He's coming back to Tombstone with me, and he'll get a fair trial. If you want to, you can come and see for yourself.
Stay right where you are.
All right, ma'am. I know he's not inside, or there wouldn't have been a warning.
You don't think much of my son, do you?
I held that old man in my arms while he died. He was shot through the back, and the last thing that he said was that Mark did it. Now, I'm going to get him.
You Johnny Laws are all the same. You shoot first. Then if he's innocent, no one will ever know. You'll have buried your mistake.
Look, Mrs. Thompson, I know that Mark isn't far away. Now, if you want to, you can take me to him. That way he'll get his chance in court. What do you say?
I say you're too slick, mister. And I don't trust you. Now get out of here fast before I change my mind. Fail him. Where did things go wrong?
Clay Hollister was combing the Chiricahuas, trying to cut Mark Thompson's sign. He was sure the fugitive was hiding in these hills.
Howdy.
Changed your mind?
About what?
You gonna take me to him? Sure make it easier for all of us.
Oh, I'm just looking for a stray calf.
In a buggy? With that rifle? Look, Mrs. Thompson, you gave me a warning. Now I'd like to return the favor. I know Mark's around here somewhere, and any interference on your part will make you an accessory.
Well, you'll have to find him first, Sheriff.
I will.
Get your horse, son. You gotta ride. What? Hollister's on your trail. Come on, get your horse.
Wait a minute. Well, this is just great, Ma. We couldn't ask for anything better.
What do you mean?
He'll never know what hit him.
Mark, you can't bushwhack a man. No warning, no nothing. It'd be murder.
Look, a bullet kills you just as dead from the back as from the front. And it's a lot safer.
But Mark, your father wouldn't.
My father? You know, I'm sick of hearing about him. What he'd do and what he wouldn't. Look, Pa's dead and I'm alive. And I'm gonna stay that way.
But Mark, you gotta live with yourself and you won't be able to if you do this.
Won't I? It won't be the first time, Ma.
Mark. I won't let you. I can't let you. That's all.
Ma, let go.
No, Mark, no. Let you do it.
Well, Ma, you gotta. It's the only way out for me.
No, please, son, give yourself up for me or I'll have to.
Mark!
He would have shot me.
Yes, ma'am.
What did I do wrong to make him be like this?
Cliff, Sheriff, one for the road?
No, thank you.
We were just talking. Who's to blame?
Kid goes wrong, it's so easy to blame the parents.
I feel real sorry for Mrs. Thompson.
Any chance of getting her to move away from this?
No. She'll bury the boy next to his father and go right on working the place.
You had to kill one of them. I had to kill the other. Some business we're in.
Yeah, some business. Well, Clay, if you're ever in this neck of the woods, stop in again.
me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 12, 1881. There's something almost monotonous about a silver rush. Just about the time one wave of lucky prospectors begins to calm down, a new strike is made. And Tombstone is bursting at the seams again, with new plutocrats making the most of it, and thugs and sharpies doing their best to separate them from their money. Nothing for Doc Cunningham to do here.
Oh, just the coroner. It's getting too common to even make news for you anymore, isn't it?
You still think it's one gang? Real pretty woman. And a real lady.
I'm not so sure. About it being one gang, I mean. Whether it's one or a dozen, they always seem to know which miner has money in his belt, which stage it's worth holding up, how exactly I'm going to ship the bullion, and they know when I'm not going to be here.
Tombstone Territory. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Clay Hollister.
Jack.
Month of Sunday since I laid eyes on you.
Sure is. This is Harris Clyburn, head of the Epitaph. Hoodoo Jack Oliver.
Lucky Jack Oliver. Don't want to mention figures, gents, but just twixt you and me and the lamppost. $40,000 in cold, hard cash.
I hope you haven't got it on you.
Not so's it'll fall out of my pockets. I've been carrying it around in my money belt. But nobody knows I've struck it rich, so I'm changing my style, gents. Get the idea?
I hope not.
Don't it say diamonds? I'm keeping my money on me.
Look, Jack, don't ask for it.
This sheriff's made you suspicious. After supper tonight, gents, I'm asking all my friends to meet me at Sam's. Watch me pick out my diamonds.
Your friends, huh? Well, I guess we better be there.
Free champagne. Well, see you tonight.
Well, Lucky Jack, how do you like that one? Huh? Only $1,800.
$1,800.
Well, they're all here.
Keep them coming, Sam. I'll take that one. How much?
$4,200.
$4,200. And somebody fill up this mug of mine.
How do you like that one? $1,800.
$1,800. Pay the man.
Hey, Jack, here's the cream and the Bearcat of the lot. Just got it out of the safe. And only $10,000.
$10,000? You must think I'm drunk. That's black. You gents ever hear of a black diamond? No. Lady, is this real?
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
She must small, huh? Well, wait a minute, missus. Too bad she wouldn't stay for a little drink of champagne. Well, if the lady says so, Hey, man. Yes, sir. Now, everybody to the Tivoli Saloon.
Yeah, let's go.
If I can get down out of here.
Come on. You better leave these in Sam's safe.
A man can spend $20,000 in one night, and Clay Hollister thinks he ain't got sense enough to take care of his own diamonds.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, they say there's a Providence that looks out for fools and drunks.
Yeah. Well, just in case Providence is sitting down on the job, I'll have my deputies watch him, too. Lucky Jack Oliver, 4th stab victim in week. Well, I guess I need some new deputies.
Lucky Jack, huh? Looks like striking it rich was the unluckiest thing that ever happened to him.
A knife again.
Lots of knives in Tombstone.
Yeah. See you later, Clay.
I'd like to take a look at your figures, if I may.
Oh, if you will, please. I've grown to depend on you.
Oh, here it is. A small mistaken addition.
Well, I try. And thank you for advising me about the Tough Nut mine shares.
An excellent investment. I'm sure it's unnecessary to say that the information about their bullion production is quite confidential.
Oh, Mr. Starr, of course.
It's just that there's so many things going on around here.
I know. I read about that poor Oliver man being stabbed and robbed of his diamonds.
I wish I knew who took them.
Well, I wish I could tell you. Thank you. Do you have them with you? Bring them to my home.
On her way out to her home, Mrs. Curtice was followed by one of Tombstone's undesirables, who in turn was followed by Sheriff Clay Hollister.
Give them to me.
Yeah, sure. This is a real good haul.
Going into business for yourself, Eric? Where's the black diamond?
I was looking at it. I just forgot to put it back.
I always figured you were holding out. Now get out of here before I kill you.
Look, Mrs. Curtis. When it comes to killing, you're talking to a man who knows how.
Don't do it, Eric.
You just had me killed now, so I have to kill you.
You can have him. You can have anything.
your arm.
I thought he'd kill you.
You better tell me what happened, Mrs. Curtiz.
My husband gave me the gun before he died. I never thought I'd use it.
Go on, tell me what happened.
Well, he picked up my purse for me in town. And then he must have followed me out here. He broke in and then he tried to... Oh, Clay! Clay, I killed a man. I killed him. How could it happen?
All right. I'll get him to the undertaker. I'll be back later.
Thank you, Clay.
This keeps up, we'll have more people in Boot Hill than we got in town. Uh-huh. 18 blue-white diamonds, horseshoe setting. Well, according to Sam's list, that black diamond pendant is the only one still missing.
Erickson could have dropped it when he murdered Oliver, or he could have hid it somewhere.
Yep.
Must have been a frightening experience for Mrs. Curtiz.
Yeah, but I'm still wondering.
Wondering?
About those diamonds, about that gentlewomanly little derringer, and about why it was used.
Mrs. Curtiz? Lucky Oliver was right. This sheriffing has made you suspicious.
Could be.
What are you going to do?
Get to know a gentlewoman a little bit better.
You know, I sure miss Erickson. But there's some satisfaction in splitting 3 ways instead of 4.
I still don't like one of an outfit killing another. Makes me uneasy. There's another thing I don't like.
Look, Clay Hollister hanging around me is the best thing that's happened since Mr. Starr took a fatherly interest.
When we take the tough nut mine Star told you about, there's going to be a lot of silver bullion wanting to be moved.
And I'll take my usual shopping trip to Tucson. Now, you boys better go, huh? Clay, come in.
Thank you. Oh, you look beautiful, Sarah.
Thank you.
You feel like answering a few questions now?
I guess so. Well, as I said, I just returned home from Tombstone and...
No, I mean about the diamonds.
Do you have to have all the details?
Some people have been killed because of those diamonds.
Well, Clay, he offered me some of them. And then he attacked me with the knife.
I'm glad you told me.
So am I. Because I couldn't keep anything from you now. I never want to. Clay.
Morning of September 15, 1881. The environs of Tombstone were rocked by an explosion at the office of the Tough Nut Mine. The loss was both human and monetary.
Just how many people knew that the bullion was stored here for shipment?
Some of our regular investors.
All of them men?
No, the principal of our local school, the widow of Reverend Caleb Smith, are among the ladies.
Well, could I see the list, please?
I'll have to go back to the bank. But they're all solid, respectable people. I'll vouch for them. Here's a list of our investors, and I still vouch for them.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess I better have another talk with Sarah.
Sarah, Mrs. Curtis, is on her way to Tucson. She goes there to buy her clothes.
When did she leave?
Told me she was leaving early this morning. Be gone 2 days. From what I've been hearing around here, I thought you'd be the first one to know.
Well, her name's here, all right. But then so is the school principal and the widow of Reverend Smith and just about every other respectable person in Tombstone.
Tell me, Clay, how are you going to arrest him? Wholesale or one at a time?
Ha ha, very funny. But your suspicious sheriff would still like to know why she shot Erickson before he could be interrogated. Any suggestion?
September 17, 1881. Mrs. Curtis was due back from Tucson, and a troubled Clay Hollister rode out to welcome her and to again study the mysterious gentlewoman.
Clay! What are you doing out here?
I just wanted to see that you got back all right.
Oh, well, come on in the house.
You sure look wonderful.
Well, thank you. Well, come on in.
No, I better not. I've got to get back to Tombstone. Strange things seem to happen when I'm not there.
Personally, I think you're jumping to conclusions. Clay, you told me yourself she has imitation jewelry by the handful.
A rare black diamond just exactly like the one Lucky got killed for?
Maybe. And until you know for sure, at least give her the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'm going to make sure. The top knot's got another shipment of bullion about ready to go out.
What are you doing?
Writing you a headline. I'll give you the details later.
You sure you want me to print this?
Print it.
All right. I'll print it. September 18. I had planted Clay's story, and the epitaph had avid readers.
It's true. Production's been beyond our expectations. We're going to get back some of that money those scoundrels caused us both to lose. But I can't understand the editor printing this story. Every detail is here. And the sheriff made a particular point on keeping this shipment secret.
Clay Hollister?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for relieving my mind about the loss from the holdup.
Oh, anytime, you know.
Thank you.
The night of September 18.
Clay, what's troubling you?
Oh, nothing.
Clay, dear.
Oh, I just don't like to upset you. All right, I'll tell you. Did you see that article in the epitaph about the shipment from the Tough Nut Mine? Well, I planted it.
You planted it? You mean there isn't any shipment of bullion?
Oh, there's going to be a shipment, all right, and a very rich one. But it isn't going out on the stage with my deputies.
I don't understand.
They're taking out a fake load. Anybody who holds up that stage will get empty boxes for his pains. I'm taking the real bullion on the back roads, plain wagon, all by myself.
The morning of September 19, a reception was being planned for the deputies and Sheriff Hollister.
No. I tell you, the deputies will be guarding the real shipment on the stage.
Why would he lie to you?
Because he knows.
How?
You'll have to kill him.
Hollister? Not me. I still got some living to do.
Ned me'll take care of the deputies. As for Hollister, he's your lookout.
All right, I'll look out for him. I have to.
Good luck. Get up, Rick. Up there.
That ought to do it. Bullet in this piece of tin will set the dynamite off, all right.
All we gotta do is wait for him to get to us now. Come on.
It was the last likely spot for an ambush. Sheriff Clay Hollister hoped he owed Mrs. Curtice an apology.
Sarah.
Oh, Clay. I'm sorry, Clay.
Yes, so am I. Well, I guess you'll live.
I'm not so sure I want to. I don't like jails. Clay, I didn't believe you about the bullion. The boys are at Mule Mountain, waiting to ambush the stage. Dynamite.
Well, thanks for telling me.
I wish I'd told you a lot more sooner.
I'll send a doctor back for you.
Clay, I'm glad I missed.
Fire until I get right on top of that piece of tin.
And all we gotta do is find the right pieces.
First, you better pick off any deputies the dynamite don't get.
All right, drop the pistol.
There must be thousands of dollars worth of stuff down there, besides these.
Plus what they'll recover from her Tucson go-between. They've already arrested him.
Yuma Prison. She was such a gentlewoman, I can hardly believe it.
It wasn't easy.
For me either. I'd have given a lot not to believe it.
Maybe even one of these?
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 17, 1881. It's a sheriff's job to give help and assistance to anyone in trouble. There's no extra pay and no overtime, and sometimes the only bonus you get is a bullet hole. But if you're a good sheriff, you work around the clock and you don't count the hours. This was one of those rare mornings when Sheriff Clay Hollister didn't have a thing to do.
Harris? Come on in.
Morning, Clay. What's up?
Oh, well, nothing. I just saw you going by. It's good to see you.
Why?
One of those mornings. Sit down.
Why?
Well, to talk. That's the trouble with people today. They don't have time to sit down and talk. Now, come on, sit down.
You want to make it a dull day for me, too? No. Why don't you go talk to your prisoners?
There's only one back there, old Uriah.
Again?
Yeah, he's sleeping it off. All I can get out of him is snores.
Well, you've got your problems. Mine's breakfast. See ya.
Well, what are you gonna have for breakfast?
Oh, the usual. Poached eggs,
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah.
Oh, confound it, Clay. You know what I have for breakfast. Why don't you talk to your wanted posters or your pictures on the wall?
I just straightened that.
When you're cockeyed.
Thanks.
Oh, gosh, Clay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Harris. It's all right. No great damage. Go on to breakfast.
That's not what I'm sorry for.
Oh.
Real bad omen. Real bad.
What it?
Your picture, too.
So?
So it means somebody's going to be killed today, and you're involved in it.
You just make that up?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
You said you didn't have anything to do today, so I just thought that I'd give you something to think about.
Somebody gonna get killed. How do you suppose superstitions like that really do get started?
I don't know. I suppose somebody makes a wild statement like I did, and it comes true. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
Uriah, come on, it's 6:30. Time to be up and out.
Oh, Sheriff. You sure caused enough trouble last night at the Oriental.
I did?
Yeah. 1 table, 3 chairs, and 15 glasses.
Well, any man's got a right to a little fun.
Fun, huh?
You know what's wrong with this world, Clay? Nobody ain't got no more sense of humor.
Clay Hollister?
Not me.
Mr. Hollister, I want you to put me under arrest. I want you to lock me up and keep me locked up so I can stand trial.
The jail in Tombstone is as good as any in the territory. It is clean, well-built, and comfortable. No one goes there voluntarily. At least they didn't until Chris Anderson rode into town.
I just had to make sure you were Clay Hollister.
Well, why is that so important?
Because I want to get back to Brewster Flats. Alive. And you're the only man in the territory I can trust.
Well, what's in Brewster Flats?
I'm wanted for a robbery. A robbery I didn't do.
Oh, you want to stand trial and clear yourself, huh?
That's right. That's why I need your protection. Without it, they'll kill me.
Who's they?
The men who did the job. Sheriff Binns and his deputy, Tom Hatch. Oh, so you know the sheriff.
I know of him. He's a hard man, but he's an honest one.
Honest? You're living in the past. He's not so honest anymore. I was driving the gold to Brewster Flats. Binns and Hatch were going to meet me at Twin Forks. That's where I was going to give them the gold. They were going to blame it on bandits, and we were going to split the money 3 ways. Only I knew they were going to kill me anyway. So I hid the gold before I got there.
And you gave him the slip?
Yeah, I had to go off the side of the road to do it.
Where's the gold now?
I know where it is.
Why didn't you just take it back to Brewster Flats?
I needed a bargaining point in case they caught me.
That's quite a yarn.
It's the truth.
Might have a tough time proving it in court.
And they'll believe me. They'll believe me when I show them where the gold is hid.
Where do you figure I fit into this?
Sheriff Binns has a warrant for my arrest. Dead or alive. I want you to protect me from him.
Well, how do I know you're telling the truth?
Why would I come to you with a lie?
If you don't mind, Clay, I'm going over to the saloon.
Jariah, didn't last night teach you anything?
Oh, I ain't going over there to drink. I'm going over there to work off the damage I done. You know, it isn't everybody in this town that draws down a regular paycheck. Hey, Clay, give a look.
Kid, come here.
That's Sheriff Binns, all right.
You know, we've all got our problems.
I thought you said there were 2 men chasing you.
There were 2, Binns and Hatch.
And where's Hatch?
Well, how do I know? Maybe Binns killed him. Look, don't take any chances with Binns. He'll do anything to save his skin.
Well, Hollister, I see you've taken Anderson into custody. That's mighty cooperative of you. What's he done here, kid? You look sick.
Where's your deputy?
What deputy?
Tom Hatch.
I don't need no deputy to bring in a kid.
I was told that Hatch is with you.
You were told wrong.
What do you say, boy?
I told my story.
I see. I see. The kid must have done a lot of talking. I suppose he told you I planned to kill him.
It was mentioned.
What else he tell you?
Well, why don't you try to guess?
Hollister takes a heap of jumping to keep up with a lying man. I just ain't as agile as I used to be.
If there's any lying, he's doing it.
The jury in Brewster Flats will decide that. Here's the warrant, all sworn, signed, and legal.
And it means a bullet in my back and him claiming I tried to escape. Oh, he's got it all figured. He wants the gold.
You sure got a heap of imagination, kid. I'm taking him back. Is that clear, Hollister?
Yeah, you're within your legal rights.
He's lying, I tell you.
So you say.
Would I want to go back to Brewster Flats if I was lying?
I'd throw away 30 years of my life for a few bags of gold.
Look, I'm not going back with him.
You just take it easy, boy. Let's hear your side of the story.
Oh, this beats all. 30 years as sheriff, and now I'm mistrusted by a member of my own team. I don't know what the star means to you, but to me it means scars, lots of scars. It's a tough job and a thankless one. It don't sit right to be challenged by a lying kid. When we learned the gold was overdue, Tom and me investigated. Caught the kid trying to hide the gold.
He's lying!
Was any proposition me to share the gold with him? It ain't often a man's faced with such an enormous temptation. I admit I gave it some thought. That's when he gave us the slip. Enough talk. He's going back, and that's final.
I guess murder's legal when you're wearing a badge. I counted on you, Hollister.
They're all the same. You catch them, they turn to jelly. The worst killer I ever knew cried for his mother when they hung him. You learn a lot in 30 years.
Who's prisoner?
He's a robbery suspect from Brewster Flats.
Oh, that gold robbery. I heard about it. Is the kid guilty?
Well, he says not.
They always do.
He accuses Sheriff Binns.
Well, now that's a novel idea. You know, it never occurred to me to accuse you of any of our robberies.
Look, Harris, what do you know about Binns?
Oh, good sheriff, if you like him tough.
Yeah, but has he ever been in any trouble?
Not to my knowledge. Why all the questions?
Well, I heard 2 stories. Both of them are possible. I didn't want to turn the boy over to Binns.
Well, when a sheriff and his deputy come to pick up their prisoner, I'd say that you'd have to believe them instead of the prisoner.
Did you say deputy?
Yeah, I reckon that's who it was. Big fella rode in with Binns, stayed over at the Crystal Palace while Binns came looking for you.
How do you happen to know all this?
I'm a reporter.
Look, Harris, are you absolutely sure about the second man?
Sure, I'm sure. You don't trust anybody today, do you? Hey, what's up?
Just what I'm going to find out.
Tom, it's me.
You sure took long enough.
Took a while to talk Hollister out of his prisoner.
Hurry, kid.
Take it easy, Tom. It's Hollister. I'll handle it. Well, Hollister, I didn't expect to see you so soon again.
That's your deputy?
I guess I lied a little. Nothing serious. Just a matter of pride, good sense. If I got around how much I need him, I'd be through as sheriff. Get the point?
Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Say, Binns, I think I'll ride along with you to Brewster Flats.
Well, that's very generous of you, but I think we can handle the kid ourselves.
Well, 50 miles is a pretty long way. Wouldn't want anybody to get hurt.
You sure take your job serious, don't you?
You got any objections to my company?
No, not at all. I have nothing to hide. 2 lawmen or 3. As long as we bring a prisoner into Brewster Flats.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Mount up, Tom, and guard Anderson. We got a long, hard ride ahead of us.
All right, stop grinning and start moving.
An old man give you some advice?
I'll listen.
Just remember, whatever happens, you've brought it on yourself.
Always do, Binns. It's the curse of my life.
September 17, 1881. The first fresh stream. The four men had gone about 15 miles, and the sun had not helped to cool hot tempers.
Hollister from here. It wouldn't serve any purpose. Could drop him with one shot easy. Such optimism could be fatal. Why don't you talk English? He'd kill you before your gun was half out of your holster. You want to bet I ain't faster than he is? You'll never live to a ripe old age, that's for certain. We can't take him to Brewster Flats. I've been giving the matter some thought. There's several ways to handle a man like Hollister. When I need your gun, I'll tell you. Well, don't wait too long. What do you suppose they're up to? Let them talk. We've got the horses.
You gotta face the facts, Hollister. You're gonna have to kill them sooner or later.
You're beginning to sound as bloodthirsty as Hatch.
But they'll kill you. As long as you're alive, I've got a chance. Without you,
Well, I'll try to stay alive just for you.
There's something else. Tonight when we make camp, they can take turns sleeping. You can't take that chance. What kind of shape do you think you're going to be in after 2 days of that?
What do you think I ought to do? Just walk over there and blast them?
You could claim self-defense. I testify as a witness.
I'll get you some water.
I'll keep an eye on the kid. Tom, just keep on walking.
Why do you keep him around?
He saved my life once.
You don't look that sentimental to me.
Or honest either, huh? Let me tell you something. All my life I've been like you. Honest, brave, and broke. Now I'm coming to the end of the line. What have I got to show for it? Nothing. I know why you followed us here, Hollister. We're two of a kind. It isn't just because of the badge, either. It's an awful lot of gold that kid's got buried away. Enough for 4 men.
Big of you to include the boy.
Greed doesn't get you anything but an early grave. We split the gold. The kid takes off for Mexico. You go back to Tombstone. Tom and I continue to keep the peace at Brewster Flats.
That's simple, huh?
The kid escaped, that's all I'll say. My reputation will carry me through. Well?
You make it sound real tempting.
What good is a halo if you wear it so tight it gives you a headache? I've had a headache all my life. It ain't worth it. You gotta admit it makes better sense than us killing each other. Now, do you want 5 minutes to wrestle with your conscience, or is it a deal?
Let's go talk to the boy.
Tell him. He'll believe it coming from you.
We want the gold, boy. 4-way split, and on my word on it, you can take off for Mexico.
Your word, a lot that means now.
Who's here to be giving orders? It's all right, Tom. I know what I'm doing. All right, we'll try it your way. Then we're all agreed?
As long as we're suddenly partners, how about untying my hands?
First, you'll take us to the gold.
Oh, I see. Nothing like trust among friends, huh?
What's the matter, Hollister? Your halo's still pinching?
much farther?
Few minutes.
Gold better be there.
Find the gold right under there.
Suppose after we dig up the gold, they make a run for it.
Now, Tom, you saw the trail. We can kill them before they got 100 yards.
Give me your hands. There's a gun in my saddle blanket. Be ready to use it when I tell you to.
I underestimated you.
I'm just full of surprises.
Go get your shovels.
What's the biggest sum of money you ever had in your fist at one time?
My own or somebody else's?
I once had $10,000 in my hand. Caught 2 bank robbers and recovered the loot. When I returned it to the bank, they gave me a smile and thank you.
Haven't found anything yet.
Keep digging. You gotta expect to do some work for a fortune. Yes, sir. That $10,000 is the prettiest sight I ever saw.
Hey, I think I hit something.
I guess this is it, Tom.
All right, hold it, both of you. Get their guns.
Good work, boy.
I guess your halo doesn't pinch as much as I thought.
Okay, now drop your gun belt, Hollister. Come on, drop it, quick!
Sure hate to be shot with my own gun.
You know, you sure disappointed me, Hollister. I thought you were going to kill Benz and Tom for me. It's the only reason I came to you. Now I got to do it myself.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll keep my guns.
Well, in that case, you'll be the first one to go.
That's right. It's empty. You see, boy, I wasn't quite sure whose team you were on. Anybody else got any wild ideas?
I didn't think I could trust you.
Well, I'll let you carry the gold back. That way you'll have something to think about on the way to your jail.
Hello, Harris. How things been around town?
Well, crime took a holiday while you were away.
We should do the same thing while I'm here, too.
Here you had yourself quite a time. Ellen got the report by wire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to have quite a trial over there at Brewster Flats. Wonder how many more lies that boy can think up to tell.
How much gold was involved?
About 10 bags of dust. $10,000, roughly.
Well, no wonder Ben succumbed to temptation. Now there's an interesting thought.
What's that?
What would you or I do when faced with such a big temptation? Would we even consider it?
Well, it might depend on how many ways we had to split it.
I've seen temptation, and I say don't do it. working in that saloon over there. Billions of bottles all over the place. Lovely bottles. All sizes and all shapes. It ain't right to expose any man to temptation.
All right, Jeriah, come on.
Don't bother, Mr. Hollister. I can find my own way.
There's your answer, Harris. Big temptation comes along, you run. And lock the door behind you.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
June 23, 1884. A train was passing close to Tombstone, Arizona Territory, carrying a party of roistering political conventioneers headed for Chicago. But two of the men on the train were not going to Chicago.
Here we are, to the next president of the United States, Grover Cleveland! Now, wait a minute. You boys don't look happy. Why ain't you happy going to Chicago to nominate that great American Grover Cleveland? Say, you ain't blaming, are you? Why, we'd throw blaming right off of this train.
Now, look here, I don't want any trouble. I'm Bledsoe, Deputy Marshal from San Antonio. And this here's Sam Carver. Murdered an express agent in the holdup, then broke jail by killing an unarmed guard. I ran him down in Prescott. And now we're heading back. And neither of us is in the mood for any hijinks.
Well, maybe you don't feel like hijinks, Marshal, but the condemned man looks like he needs a little cheering up. How about a drink, Carver?
He's not drinking.
What's the harm in the poor devil having a bracer? Huh, boys?
All right. If I let him have one drink, will you boys leave us alone?
Why, sure, Marshal. Just one little drink. A toast to Grover Cleveland.
Stand in your tracks. This man that moves, I'll kill him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. 24, 1884.
Morning, Clay. Bringing your diary up to date?
No, accounts, bookwork, reports. People have the idea that being a sheriff is 1/10 chasing after criminals and 9/10 sleeping in the sun.
Ah, don't get yourself all riled up so early in the morning. It's bad for your liver. And I hear you've got somebody to chase.
Yeah, Sam Carver. He was being taken in for murder when he jumped a train last night north of here.
Sam Carver. Wasn't he mixed up in that cattle rustling and butchering ring here about 3 years ago?
That's right. I couldn't prove anything definite on him, but feeling was running so high in town that I had to move him out of Tombstone for his own protection. Say, I think I'll go out and talk to his sister, Amy Hendricks.
She and Roy are mighty good people, Clay. Hard workers, devoted to that youngster of theirs. And it's a wonder what they've done to the old Walker place since they took it over. Now why ride out there and get Amy all upset about her brother? She'll get the news soon enough.
We'll see.
What do you mean?
Well, Carver's on foot without money and supplies. He just might head for the place where he's sure getting help. If he suddenly showed up there, Roy and Amy might get involved. I want to make sure they don't.
Roy and Amy Hendricks aren't the kind to aid and abet a murderer, even if he is a relative.
Well, maybe not, but the report said Carver was armed. He may not have a choice. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Mr. Hollister.
It's a fat, sassy coon you got there.
His name's Bandit. See the mask over his eyes?
Yeah. Say, your folks home?
Well, Pop ain't, but my mom is.
Bruce, it's almost lunchtime. Well, hello, Clay. What brings you out to see us?
Well,
You better go wash up, Bruce.
Yeah, sure. See you later, Mr. Hollister.
Yes, Clay.
Boy tells me your husband isn't home, Mrs. Hendricks. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk to both of you. When was the last time you heard from Sam?
About 8 months ago, he wrote us from San Antonio. He needed money. He's not in trouble, is he?
I'm afraid so.
What happened?
He killed 2 men, badly injured another one.
Oh, no, there must be some mistake. Well, Sam's always been rough and wild. And he's been weak, but Sam wouldn't kill.
I'm sorry, ma'am. There is no mistake.
You haven't changed a bit, have you, Clay? You always were ready to condemn him without proof. Why did you come out here, Sheriff, just to gloat?
No, ma'am. I came out here to prepare you and to warn you.
Of what?
Well, there's a chance that Sam may come to you for help. If you give it to him, it's a criminal offense and subject to prosecution.
Sam wouldn't come near us or Tombstone.
I hope not, because if he does, I expect you to let me know.
You expect? You expect? Even if he were to come here, what right have you to expect me to betray him?
My right as the representative of the people that gave me this badge, your neighbors, friends. Would you betray them?
Go away, please.
Times I'm not overly fond of my job. This happens to be one of them.
Sheriff? I suppose you were just doing your duty. I'm sorry.
All I'm asking is for you and Roy to be careful.
You will have it then that blood's thicker than water, won't you?
Isn't it?
Well, the majesty of the law seems a little crestfallen.
Harris, there ought to be a special course in how to deal with women.
Kitten have claws?
Oh, no, not that, but I did get her upset. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is all for nothing.
One thing I've learned in a checkered career, Clay, the view's terrible looking backward. If you made a botch of things, forget it.
Thanks.
And as for women, you could study them for the rest of your life and wind up an ignoramus on the subject. As Alexander Pope said, woman's at best, a contradiction still.
Mr. Clyburn, you're a great comfort to me.
Not me. Alexander Pope.
When the sheriff said...
Sheriff? Sheriff said what? When?
Oh, yesterday. They're looking for you, Sam. They say you killed 2 men.
Amy, it wasn't like that. You gotta believe me. I killed the first man in self-defense. I was innocent, but they were gonna hang me anyway.
And the second man?
I tried to get away. The guard tried to gun me down like a dog. It was either him or me.
Oh, Sam, I knew you couldn't kill anybody.
We haven't got any time for any tears. I'm hurt, Amy. I need help bad.
Oh, your leg. What have you done to it?
The iron cut it when I jumped off the train. I hobbled for miles. The leg swole up. Then an old Mexican in a wagon picked me up. He saw the irons, but he didn't care none. Not when I gave him my watch.
How long have you been up here? Why didn't you call me sooner?
I came in last night. I didn't dare rouse anybody. I don't know who's all living here on the place with you and Roy. Maybe a hired hand or two, nervous with a shotgun. Where is Roy?
He's away, but he'll be back soon, maybe even tonight. There's nobody here but Bruce and me.
Just as well. I was figuring on trouble with Roy anyway. He's always been too righteous for me.
Sam, you know you and Roy never got along, but he wouldn't deny you help, not with your hurt like this. He loves me. Why, he'd do it even if just for my sake.
I can't wait for Roy. I've got to get these irons off. Have you got a fence wire cutter on the place?
No, I don't think so. Our land's not fenced.
Then you'll have to go to Tombstone and buy one. The heaviest one you can get. All I want for now is to sever through this chain so I can straddle a horse. Well, what are you waiting for? With any luck at all, I can be clear into Mexico by tonight.
All right, Sam. I better take Bruce with me, though. We don't want him to learn you're up here. Young boys sometimes can't keep secrets.
Do as you like. Bring me some grub before you go.
All right.
And Amy.
Yes?
Watch your tongue.
Oh, yes, Sam.
Well, now here's the muslin and the thread. There's the beans and the bacon. Now, was there anything else, Miss Hendricks?
No, I think that'll be all.
Huh?
Oh, Roy asked me to get him a pair of wire fence cutters, the heavy kind.
Oh, you built a fence, huh? I've just got the ticket for Roy.
Hello, Bruce.
Hello, Mr. Editor.
Well, good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
How's Roy?
Oh, he's fine, thank you.
Well, now, at least you get the job done. Well, good morning, Mr. Editor, and what can I do for you?
There's no hurry, Esau. You go right ahead. Something sort of personal.
Oh, I'll be with you in a jiffy. Now, that'll be $5.50. Put bacon right in there, and beans here. I'll keep these here so they'll be out of the dust. There you are.
Thank you very much.
Now, I better let Bruce carry the cutter because they're kind of heavy. Here you are.
Goodbye, Mr. Clavin.
Bye, Miss Hendricks.
Goodbye, Sam.
Goodbye. Say hello to Roy for me.
I will.
And now, what was that personal matter of yours?
Clay Hollister.
We're just fresh out of Clay Hollister's.
What I came to see you about, Esau, I didn't want to mention them in front of the lady. Need some new suspenders. They lost their snap.
Oh. Well, I guess if you were as old as they are, you'd have lost your snap, too. You know what? I just got these in, and they're highly recommended to keep everything taut and tidy.
Well, these should do the trick.
Yes. You know, I got them in special for you, because we can't have our editor losing his trousers, can we? I tell you.
The night of June 25, Roy Hendricks came home to his anxious and worried wife.
Roy, please come into the house before you go to the barn.
Amy, what's wrong? It's way after midnight. Is Bruce...
No, darling, he's all right. Sam's here. He's in the loft. He's hurt and he's sick and the law's after him.
Amy.
Roy, please. They say he killed 2 men, but he told me how it happened. He couldn't help himself. Oh, Roy, I've been so frightened without you here.
Amy, you've got to realize and understand what this means. If Sam's in trouble with the law, innocent or not, we don't dare get mixed up in it.
But he's so sick. And they had chains on his legs. I went into town to get a cutter to get him off, but by the time I got back, he was burning up with fever. He was too sick to get away like he wanted to.
All right. But sick or not, we've got to find some way to get him out of here.
Roy, don't antagonize him. He has a gun.
Let's see that leg. Looks like blood poisoning to me. Reckon we better get you a doctor and fast or you're a dead man. Not Doc Cunningham in Tombstone. He knows me. He turned me into Hollister. But for Amy, I'd turn you in myself. She thinks this wasn't any fault of yours. It wasn't. Might have known the help I'd get out of you, Hendricks. Suit you to see me dead. Suit me more if you were a long ways away from here. Roy, I got the chain cut. And I've been gone before now. But the sickness come over. I'm as weak as a kitten. There's a halfway kind of doctor living over at Pima Tanks. Drunk most of the time. Does his doctoring on cattle and horses when he's middling sober, but I guess he's better than nobody. What makes you think he won't blab? Money. He's done his share of patching up the law's bullets. I'll pay it, Sam, just so I can get shut of you as fast as I can. How long to get him? I'm bone tired. Gotta get a little sleep. I'll leave at daybreak with the buckboard and be back here around noon, maybe. Remember, I'm doing this for Amy. If I had my way, I'd run you off as you are or turn you over to the sheriff. Thanks. I'll remember.
Hello, Harris. Morning. I was passing the telegraph office, and this just came through for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a follow-up on the Carver case. Bledsoe, the deputy marshal, had a concussion, but he'll be all right.
Oh, well, now I don't have to open it.
What do you mean?
Oh, you told me what it said.
Well, naturally glanced at it as I brought it over. My newspaper instinct.
Naturally. Hey, this description of Carver's interesting.
Description? You know what he looks like.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was wearing leg irons when he jumped off the train.
Leg irons?
Yeah. First information said he'd freed himself. Harris, if Carver's weighted down with irons, he's got to be close around here somewhere. And he's got to have help to get rid of him. What's the matter?
Clay, it might just be. Oh, confound it, it's got to be.
What has to be?
Amy Hendricks was in Stelling's yesterday buying fence cutters. Big ones. Now that I think of it, the Hendricks place is unfenced range.
Our deputy's due back here in a couple of minutes. Tell him where I've gone, have him stand by around the office.
Now, there wasn't much doubt in Sheriff Clay Hollister's mind, or mine either. Sam Carver had to be at the Hendricks Ranch. Carver was a tough enough proposition in himself, but there were to be added complications. Not wanting Bruce to know about his uncle, Amy had kept Carver's hideout a secret.
Come on, Bandit. You gotta learn how to walk with a leash, and I can take you into town with me. Come on, Bandit. Don't you ever want to learn nothing? Come on! Bandit! Bandit, come on! Bandit? Bandit, where are you? Bandit! Don't you think you can get away? Bandit? Mom! Mom!
Shut up, it's your uncle.
Mom! Please, let me go! Mom! Mom! Please help me, Mom!
Sheriff!
Mom! Please, Mom!
Sheriff, he's got bruised.
Stay back. He'd kill you, sister, or not.
My brother's sick. He's half out of his head. I've got to get Bruce.
Stay here. Let me take care of him. Hello, Sam. Let's you and I talk this over.
No use to talk, Sheriff. You know I'm holding all the cards.
Make your fight a man's fight. Let the boy go.
You want him to stay healthy? Take off your gun belt.
All right, Sam. Just don't hurt that boy.
That's more like it. Now, no tricks, mine. Or the boy gets it.
Amy! Come in here!
Sam, he's your own nephew.
It's no good. He's already killed 2 men in cold blood. You think he's going to start acting like the fond uncle now?
Shut up. Amy, fix me some grub in a sack and a canteen of water. Me and Bruce are taking Hollister's horse. Go on.
You can't ride very far. If that leg doesn't get you, I will.
Not with this little insurance policy on the saddle in front of me. If the law comes within gun range of me, the brat dies. Now go on outside.
All right, that's far enough. Turn around. Go get the horse. Bring it here. Come on, kid. Bring me that horse. Bring me that horse or I'll kill you.
Don't do it, Roy. You haven't got a chance.
Sam?
Are you all right, son?
Sure, Pop.
Bullet went clean through. Nothing busted. How about the other one?
You won't have to do anything for him.
Let's get him inside.
I'm sorry, Clay. It was my fault. I believed him.
It is thicker, isn't it? But it spills just as easy.
June 27, 1884.
Buy some breakfast?
Oh, no, thanks. Had mine. Wait a minute. This might interest you.
There's a story. You want to read it? You helped write it.
Just help me forget about it.
You know, you've got one unhandy quality in a lawman, Clay. Sensitivity. Every time you're forced to kill a man, you're in the dumps for days. You know, you saw was right. These are good. Good sheriff, good suspenders. Gives a citizen a nice, secure feeling.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory to Tombstone territory.
The morning of April 27, 1880. Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Dexter, find the shop.
I've warned you before about Yehu in this town, Buckhorn.
Don't you bluff me. I caught that Indian stealing horses from the mission.
Well, that's Little Hawk, one of Father Miguel's most trusted Indians.
No more he ain't. The Padre was with me when we spotted him stealing the horses.
No, I do not steal mission horses.
Shut your lying mouth. That's enough.
If Father Miguel caught him, it looks like an open and shut case, Hollister. You've had too much horse stealing from renegade Apaches lately. Why don't you do something about it?
Little Hawk isn't riding with the renegades anymore, Mr. Griffin.
So he says. But we have two witnesses. Just Buckhorn here and Father Miguel. You believe the Padre's testimony, don't you?
I will, when I hear it from him. We ain't got time for that, Hollister. What we need around here is a sheriff that knows what to do with the rope when he's dealing with horse thieves. The circuit judge will be here in 2 days. Little Hawk will have his trial then.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The morning of April 27, 1880 had gotten off to a typical Tombstone start. Gunfire had greeted the day. But this time, nobody had been killed. Thus far.
You're a lucky Indian, Little Hawk. Buckhorn's a good shot.
We're lucky, too. If that gunslinger had killed Little Hawk, we might have had some real Indian trouble.
Yeah, we might not be out of the trouble yet. Griffin was right about one thing. Ranchers have been losing a lot of horses lately.
I tell you again, Sheriff Hollister, I do not steal mission horses. I was only taking them to better pasture.
We'll see.
It is the truth. Buckhorn lies.
Somebody's lying.
I gave my promise to Padre Miguel to try to learn the good life. I would not take back that promise. I would be what the white men call an Indian giver.
That's right, Little Hawk. You would be.
You must have had every chance to kill that Indian before he reached Tombstone. Why didn't you?
Oh, don't you think I tried? That Indian knows every trick in the book. Fellow is like shooting at smoke.
I hired you to cause Indian trouble. Now, what about it?
Well, it ain't been so easy. Those renegades have been awful quiet lately. Till Little Hawk decided he wanted himself some nice, fat mission ponies.
Father Miguel actually saw him taking the stock.
Plain as day. Little Hawk thought the Padre was having a siesta. So he rounded up 6 of the best ponies and was moving them out as I rode in. The Padre came running out when he heard the ruckus.
The Padre is bound to tell the truth as he sees it. Perhaps it's just as well you didn't kill Little Hawk.
You gonna let that Indian go to trial?
No. Now the whole town thinks that he's guilty. I'll play that up. We'll have a lynch mob.
I don't like it, Clint. It's too quiet. Let they cool off. And the saloon? Buckhorn's bad enough when he's sober, but when he gets liquored up, look out.
Seems a lawyer like Griffin would be too smart to go along with lynch law.
Yeah, but he was all for it this morning.
I agree with you, lawyer. It's just not time to get on this ourselves.
They're coming for him. Griffin and the mob.
Oh, great.
Looks like I guessed wrong.
Yeah. Wait a minute. There's another way. Quint, you and Dexter go out the back way and get our horses.
Right, Clint. What are you going to do?
Little Hawk came from the mission. He's going back there. You think you can hold him off until we get away?
Well, they're not mad at me yet.
Hollister! We want Little Hawk. Bring him out. Bring him out.
Come on, bring him out, Hollister. We're breaking in.
Hollister! We want Little Hawk.
Come on in, Griffin. Nobody's stopping you.
All right, men, let's go.
What are you doing here, editor? Just reporting the news, Buckhorn, as it occurs. I've got a fitting headline for tomorrow's edition of the Epitaph. Lynch law returns to Tombstone. Thanks to one of its leading citizens, attorney Fred Griffin, this edition marks the probable death of the town once called Too Tough to Die.
Get out of the way, Clyburn.
They're gone.
Where are they?
I thought you were the one with all the answers, Griffin.
All right, Clyburn. Hollister wins the first round, but Tombstone's going to have a new sheriff, and I'm going to see to it, personally. And another thing, editor. Hollister has to bring that Indian back to Tombstone sometime, and when he does, we're going to finish what we started here. You understand? Come on.
Sheriff Clay Hollister knew Indians. But sometimes, the more you knew about them, the less you knew about them. He was taking no chances with Little Hawk.
I think I'll let Quint have one of the reins going through the mountains. Wouldn't want that horse to run away with you. Could be hard to find.
Sheriff Hollister, welcome. Sanctuary, Padre. Padre, help me. In Tombstone, they shot at me. They put me in jail. Yes, I have heard. But these are our good friends.
We are, Padre, if Little Hawk's innocent. Otherwise, you'll have to pay.
But I did not steal the horses. I was only driving them to better pasture. Toward the rocks of the Chiricahuas? Padre, I know a green valley with better water.
You better save that for the judge and jury. Meantime, we have to save him from a lynch mob's rope. You can't very easily try a dead man.
They will shoot me anyway, or hang me. Sanctuary, Padre, sanctuary. You need no sanctuary from them, even if I could grant it.
Does that mean that Little Hawk is guilty of horse stealing, Father Miguel?
Well, if so, please try to understand. The Apache thinks differently about animals than the white man. To take another man's horses is a great honor in his tribe.
He isn't in his tribe anymore. He's a mission Indian now. He's got to observe our laws and customs.
That is true.
The circuit judge is due in Tombstone day after tomorrow. Can you hide him until then? Keep him in custody? Till trial time?
Custody?
Well, if you've got some place to lock him up, my deputies will guard him.
Well, we have no locks here. Unless the granary. That is a safe place.
May I see it, please?
Why, of course. This is the only door with a key. Without it, my Indians would eat all of the grain in one day.
I guess we all have our troubles, Padre.
Yes.
Little Hawk, I'm holding you here until your trial.
Thank you, Sheriff Hollister. I will not forget what you have done.
Yeah. Just don't give the Padre any trouble. And make sure I'm leaving my deputies here.
They will be welcome guests.
Thanks, Padre. In case you need them.
When you come back for Little Hawk, I will accompany you to Tombstone. I will do all I can for him.
I know you will. And it's in the hands of the court.
I understand.
Sheriff Clay Hollister started his long ride back to Tombstone. For the time being, he had saved a life. That was one of the sheriff's sworn duties.
Padre, I must talk to you. I want to confess.
Yes, my son.
Padre, help me. Tell the judge you were wrong. That I did not steal the mission horses, but was driving them to a better pasture.
Well, it will be up to him to decide if that is true. I will help you all I can at the trial.
There will be no trial, no judge, and no rope. Drop the gun! Drop it! Drop it or he dies! Move!
Lock the door. Lock it. No door!
Padre! The keys! The keys, Padre! Right there on the floor.
Thought I better ride out and tell you. They're after your scalp in town. They want a new sheriff.
Who's they?
Griffin, Buckhorn, and the mob.
Oh, they just want a quick hanging or another Indian war. And I'm not a...
Little Hawk, he escaped. Shot Dexter and knocked out Father Miguel.
He said he wasn't an Indian giver.
Let's go.
How is he?
He's coming around. Dexter?
Not so good.
Tried to stop him.
I know you did, Father. Do you have any idea where he might have gone?
Chera. Cowards.
Quint, you got those handcuffs? You and Harris hitch up a wagon. Take Padre Miguel and Dexter back to town.
Right, Clay. What about you?
I'm going after Little Hawk.
Man, are you out of your mind? You can't go up there alone. That's Indian country.
There's just one Indian I'm worried about.
You'll be riding into a trap. He'll shoot you before you even know he's anywhere around. Now, look, I'll go back to Tombstone and pick up a posse.
Who? Lawyer Griffin and that lynch mob that are out after my hide? No, thank you.
Clay, remember, he's got 2 guns.
Yeah? So have I.
Little Hawk was headed for the Chiricahuas, the mountains where bands of marauding renegades defied the white man.
Hollister continued a relentless pursuit. Little Hawk finally arrived at a vantage point in the mountains where he could rest and wait and kill. Little Hawk's trail grew harder and harder to follow. The inner Chiricahuas were known only to Indians. For the white man, it was no man's land.
Drop the gun. You're headed in the wrong direction. Your trial's back in Tombstone, remember? Where they can't wait to hang me. They just might hang you now. It's a pretty bloody trail you left.
All right, Sheriff. I will go with you. But you will have to help me. I've hurt my hand. See?
So you decided to bring him back, huh, Hollister? Hold it! You want me, Buckhorn? We're not taking any chances this time, Hollister. We're all agreed there's going to be a hanging. Now. So I'm taking that horse thief and killer. You talking for yourself or for Lawyer Griffin here? I'm talking for everybody in town. You're through, Hollister. These people here will tell you so. We don't like Indian lovers. And we're going to end it all by hanging that horse thief. Maybe. If the court says so. The court? There's always loopholes. We're hanging him now. I don't think so. I do. Looks like Little Hawk's going to have some company in jail. Aren't you going to do something, Griffin?
Come on, Buckhorn.
Oh, wait a minute. He hired me to make trouble for the Indians.
He's lying. Would you take the word of a drifter?
I was no drifter when you needed my gun to help you get the Indian land so you could sell it to the railroads.
You're a smart lawyer. You should know the penalty for persecution and fraud, not to mention inciting a lynch mob. Will you join us, Mr. Griffin? What about Dexter and Father Miguel?
They're all right. Both be as good as new in no time. What do you think will happen to Little Hawk?
He'll be tried. You first put it on, everything seems so simple. Crime, justice, black and white.
And?
Then you have to protect a horse thief. Save him from a mob.
That's as it should be.
Yeah? In the meantime, a padre gets clubbed down and one of your own deputies gets wounded.
But nobody was killed. And many might have been if you hadn't moved your prisoner. You and your deputies couldn't let that mob take him.
Harris, you're a great comfort to me.
You just need someone to talk to.
No. No, but sometimes my conscience does. How about some dinner?
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, May 12, 1882. Not a thing was happening which would make anyone guess that the next 24 hours would be shocking ones.
$3, old boy. That should pay for running that item in your paper.
Ronald Cedric Browning, 33, esteemed citizen of Tombstone since 1880, died Tuesday of gunshot...
died Tuesday of gunshot wounds as he was attempting to protect an ore shipment from his mine located. April Fool's Day was last month, Ron.
Printed. I'm paying you.
Well, I can't print anything that I know isn't true, Ron. Now, why don't you take your $3 and go over to the hotel and get yourself a room and sleep it off?
Print it. You've got to print it.
Can't. Ron, I'll print your obituary and it won't cost you a cent. When at least one fact is true. That you're actually dead.
Then I'll make it true.
Run! An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
You all right?
Yeah, think so. One thing's for certain. The ordinary taxpayer sure gets prompt service from our sheriff.
Is that Ron Browning?
Yeah, he's all in one piece, just passed out. Slug buried itself over there.
Why'd he want to draw down on you?
He didn't.
Was it his gun?
He came in here and wanted me to run his obituary. When I refused, he threatened to kill himself.
That's kind of funny. He tell you why?
No. First I thought he was drunk and trying to play a joke. What are those?
Well, I saw him coming out of the post office. I thought maybe something he got might have set him off.
Something sure did. He wasn't easy to stop. From a lady?
Devotedly gay. No matter how busy you are, 3 years is too long for a girl in love to wait. So I've taken a boat to Boston, and I'm coming to Tombstone to you. Yeah, she arrives on the noon stage tomorrow.
If you ask me, you better lock him up till she gets here.
Maybe he just doesn't want to see her.
More likely, he doesn't want her to see him.
Well, I can't jail him for that.
Look, he's no tramp, Clay. Comes from a good family, educated. When he sobers up, could be all he needs is that girl.
All right, Cupid. I'll see that the county boards and lodges him. Watch the step. Put him in my chair, Harry.
Yeah, all right.
Easy.
What do you think you're doing, old boy?
We brought you here for your own good, Ron.
But if you want an apology...
I think you should apologize to, Miss Mitchum.
Now, see here.
I read your letter hoping it would explain why you pull a gun. It did.
What do you want me to do? If I do more than I have, I can't see her.
Why not, Ron?
3 years ago, Gay and I fell in love. Her father published his books. Wanted me to join the firm. I just couldn't see it. I'd inherited nearly £1,000, and Gay and I decided I'd come over to Canada. Start a ranch, and Gay would come over later. Everything was fine until the winter. The worst in 20 years. Wiped out.
Is that when you moved down here, Tombstone?
I wrote Gay that I'd sold the ranch, bought a mining claim here. A big man now, very successful. Oh, Lord. Gay thinks I'm about the biggest man in Arizona. 10 full feet tall. That's me. That's why.
But a girl who would come all this distance just to be with you, Ron, deserves more consideration than this.
Nobody ever won a fight by running away from it, boy.
It's not for me. Make you think I'm dead. I'm just as good as dead now, anyway.
Come on, you'll feel better about it tomorrow.
Up you get.
All right. You can't make me see Gay.
We'll talk about that when you're sober.
I'm much obliged, Clay, and I think you'll be.
I cop, Sheriff. Wanted in Flagstaff.
Where'd you find him?
In front of the bank.
The bank, huh? Well, we'll let him use one of our vaults until Flagstaff sends for him.
Better make it quick. I ain't staying long.
We'll try to make you comfortable.
I'll be comfortable when I shoot that star off your chest and off of every lawman.
Drop it.
Tough, huh?
I can be. Now pick it up. Now let's make you comfortable.
Suit, hat. Clay, you see that he gets shaved and dressed. My confounded press broke down again. Have to get the blacksmith to forge a new part or I won't be able to get my paper out.
Is that an excuse for not taking Brownie to meet the girl?
I'll be back in plenty of time.
Oh, Harris, Moody's in this morning. I don't trust him to handle a razor by himself. Will you ask the barber to step up here and shave him?
Sure.
New clothes, Ron. Put them on. Give yourself a break.
All right. The clothes won't make a difference. You know that.
Let him out, Sheriff. Let us both out. Save you a lot of trouble later.
Oh, Singh. Customer's all ready for you.
Sing Lee ready for the customer. Oh, Mr. Brownie.
There's some water in that pitcher over by the bunk.
Noon stage from Santa Fe you waiting for?
Yeah.
I just saw it. Looks like it's going to be about 10 minutes early.
All right, Quint, you stay here and see that Sing Lee has no trouble. And after Browning's been shaved, bring him over to the hotel. I'll pick up the girl.
Right.
Oh, and when you deliver him, Make sure he looks 10 feet tall. Mitchum?
Yes, I'm Miss... Oh, I say, is something wrong with Ron?
Badge? No, Ron's all right. I'm a friend of his, Clay Hollister. He asked me to see that you got to your hotel all right.
Oh?
Ron's tied up. Business. Is that all your luggage? Hotel's just down the street.
Mr. Quinn, maybe you better let me take Mr. Browning outside and put him in a chair.
Sure, anything to hurry it up.
Browning, lock the barber up. We'll both get out of here together. Lock him up, I said. Keys. Hurry it up. Lock him up. Come over here and unlock this one. I mean right now. Here. 2 guns are better than one. Come on. You get caught now, they'll throw the book at you for jailbreaking. Come on!
Easy, Clint. Come on. Back over here.
You! Get that Cunningham! Hurry it up!
Suckered me. Got out. He and Browning escaped.
I'm going after him.
Ron escaped?
Ron and one of the most dangerous killers in the territory.
The afternoon of May 13, 1882. Tombstone had had jailbreaks before, but this one really hit home.
So, now you know all of it. Ron just didn't want you to know how far he'd slipped.
I want to go with you, Sheriff.
You're staying here, Miss Mitchum, and no arguments.
But if Ron were forced to go...
Clay, I saw them heading out of town toward the Dragoons. The way they were riding, I think they were heading for Browning's diggings up in the hills.
Here's your rifle, Deputy.
leave the horses here.
Where's the mine?
Up there.
Wait a minute.
You stay here till I get up on those rocks. And when you see the sheriff coming, you start down slow, holding your arms up like you were surrendering.
And you?
What do you think? Once they step out and figure they got you, it'll be like clay pipes in a shooting gallery.
Now see here, I'll be no party to murder.
You'll do what I tell you. Get up! You're gonna get up or stay here for good. Now you stay right here till the sheriff comes.
What do you make of that?
Maybe there's only one of them up there now.
You'd be dead now, except I need you for bait. Now you stay put. All right, get out there. You trying to cross me? You get it first.
Sheriff! I'm giving myself up. Come and get me.
Stay where you are.
Sheriff, it's a trap!
You'd have been better off in jail.
He made me go.
Take care of him, Harris. I'm going in.
down the rifle and stand up. I know you're about out of shells. Now, do you walk down or do I carry you out? All right, Sheriff. Here's my rifle. Now, come down.
Undertaker will have to come back up and take care of him. Let's get you back to town before you lose any more blood.
May 13. Things seem to have quieted down in Tombstone, except for the editor, who was trying to do 3 days' work in one.
Well, hello there.
Hello, Mr. Clyburn. Well, give it to him, darling.
Since you refused to publish Ronald's obituary,
Even though I coughed trying to make it true.
we thought you might like to publish this social item.
Ronald Cedric Browning will marry gay Elizabeth Mitchum Friday, May 15th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. Well, congratulations.
Aye. That what I think it is?
Yeah, they're being married tomorrow, Clay. You going to give away the bride?
Oh, I'm gonna let you do that. I've got something to give away to the groom.
Well, what is it, Sheriff?
Draft for $500 on the Flagstaff National Bank.
Oh, Ron, imagine it's more than 100 pounds.
Well, it's what a man gets for being 10 feet tall. Reward for information leading to the capture of Ike Cobb, and one of the prettiest girls ever to come to the territory.
Thank you, Sheriff.
You're welcome.
Well, Sheriff, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Say now, I don't mean to be selfish. Wouldn't you lads like to have a go at kissing the bride? After me, that is.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
April 12, 1882. A few miles from Tombstone, Arizona Territory. It was also a few minutes from murder.
She's coming. I'll cover you. You'll do what? I'll tend to the horses. Now get out of sight.
The box. Then keep your hands on those reins.
You're inside. Get out here. I want everything that folds, ticks, or shines. I said everything, including that book.
I'm a journalist. These are my notes. They can't be of any value to you.
I don't want no stories. Just hand it over.
A writer is a man of great curiosity. Might I ask you a question?
Ask it.
When you spend this for whiskey, does it taste of blood?
Any other questions? All right, climb up. I want to see dust all the way to Tombstone.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
Didn't you get a good look at him, Dan?
No, he was wearing a mask. I saw his gun, though. He shot the guard down quicker than you could spit and say howdy.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks very much for the information.
You're not going after him alone, are you, Clay? He's a killer.
I'm not alone.
Did you have to pound that gun into my brain?
It was your idea, mister, so you could write about holdups and outlaws.
All right. Here. As agreed, your fee.
Better than we agreed. You got a killing. That guard should cost you extra.
There it is, Sam.
Crack it open.
Busted flush, Sam. It's almost empty. Oh! Sam, you're leaking pretty bad.
Yeah. Too fast to travel. I'll need some clean wrappings and medicine.
Well, I'll go to Tombstone and get them. They don't know me there.
I'll go with you. I want to see how the law works on a stage holdup.
Go ahead. You'll like Tombstone. Smoky town. Most every night there's a killing.
Sure we can trust him, Sam?
Yeah. 'Cause he knows dead men don't write no books. And just take one horse. Like you just found him half dead and picked him up.
Let's go. Rider coming.
Sheriff, I saw a flash of his badge.
Get down and lead the horse. I'll do the talking.
Oh. You fellas mind telling me who you are?
My name is Pell, Sheriff. J. Pell from Philadelphia.
You the rider that was pistol whipped after the stage holdup?
That's me. Oh, this is Tim Grannis. He happened along and picked me up out of the dirt. It was horrible, Sheriff, seeing a man shot down like that. I'd like to work closely with you on this case, if you'll allow me, sir. Give our readers back east a real-life picture of Western justice.
You were within arm's length of the killer. When I get back to the office, you come in and check over the wanted posters.
Certainly. Anything I can do to help.
Good enough.
Ride easy, Sheriff.
Here's the money for the stuff for Sam. I'll meet you in Lordsburg Sunday.
I need more money than that, friend.
I paid Sam in full.
This weed has been tumbling since it left Yuma prison. Time it had some fun. Played a little cards. I'm waiting, pal.
All right. Here. Sorry, Sheriff. None of these.
Well, thanks anyway.
But these are interesting. What we in the writing line call background material. Here's an example. Sam Crane, aged 42, wanted for the shooting of 14 men. That's more than most of your top guns. Do you know him, Sheriff?
Some.
Well, what was he like? I mean, 14 men. Did he have a fast gun? Maybe the fastest? How tough was he, really?
He was a killer. Likely still is. I understand he just broke out of Yuma prison with the help of his younger brother.
A real-life murderer. At large out in those hills somewhere. I wish I could meet him.
Why?
The deadliness, the ruthlessness. That's the stuff legends are made of.
It's men with pens, not guns, that make legends, Mr. Pell.
That a compliment, Sheriff?
No, just a fact.
I suppose, Buffalo Bill, Calamity Jane aren't real people.
Bill Cody got famous for slaughtering cattle and wearing long hair. Poor old Calamity.
But they are famous.
For things they didn't do. What they're famous for never happened except in Ned Buntline's head. A little man with a sharp pen and an inkwell full of blood. Oh, Harris.
Hello, Clay.
If you want more complete information on Sam Crane, this is Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph. Writer from back east, Harris, J. Pell.
How you doing, Mr. Pell?
Privilege, Clyburn. Certainly be obliged if you'd let me browse through your files.
Oh, anytime. Come on over now.
Thank you.
Clay, I just dropped by to see if there was anything new on that stage holdup.
Oh, not a thing.
Anything else?
Nope. Town's got its head on a pillow.
Come outside, Ryder, man. I got a story for you.
Not now, Tim. I'm busy.
Don't pull any of your eastern airs on me.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Come on, Tim. Let's go. What's the matter with you? Lose your senses?
Listen, Ryder, I need money.
What for?
I don't like the way they play poker in this town. I've been cheated, skinned right down to the white meat, but I got some tricks of my own. All I need is some cash and chips.
What you need's your horse. Let's find him. This Hollister's a tough sheriff.
Him? Why, he don't know what a man and a gun can do together. Me and Sam,
Shut up, you fool. Now stay out of that office. Let's get out of town.
This boy giving you any trouble, Mr. Pell?
Trouble? Well, not at all, Sheriff. I guess I just didn't realize that out west here, when a man invites you to have a drink with him, you don't refuse.
That ain't half of what you don't realize. Sheriff, why don't you get your nose out of our business?
Now, cool off, Tim. I am indebted to you for helping me today. Here, have yourself some fun. I have an appointment with Mr. Clyburn.
That's mighty generous of you, Ryder, man. Back to your pipe and slippers, watchman.
See you later, Clay. Did you find what you're after?
No, I haven't found much I can use at all. Frankly, I'm surprised at your rather colorless reporting.
I'm running a newspaper, Mr. Pell, not a paint shop.
But Sam Crane's killed 14 men. He can't be the kind of cowardly shadow you've described. He's got to be a dangerous killer.
Oh, I didn't say he wasn't dangerous. Cholera, dynamite, and rattlesnakes are dangerous. Well, you mix them together and put boots on it, you got Sam Crane.
But it must take courage for Crane to kill.
Courage? It doesn't take courage to kill. It takes courage to avoid a killing.
Like your sheriff. Tell me this. Has anyone ever done a story on Clay Hollister's life for the Eastern papers?
Never?
How do his gunfights stack up against Crane's? Just how many men has he killed?
Mr. Pell, that's a piece of arithmetic you don't do around here. Not if you're Hollister's friend.
What was that?
You wanted to see him splashing on the local color? Come on.
What's the matter, Tin Horn? Won't you fight for your money?
I haven't got a gun.
Well, I never saw a gambler yet that didn't carry a gun. Somebody take him to some hardware. What's the matter? You all yellow? I heard that Tombstone was as wild as a half-skinned grizzly.
You better put up the gun, cowboy.
Well, if it ain't the sheriff.
Put up the gun or I'll jail you.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you can't climb over bullets.
The afternoon of April 12, 1882. The one killing J. Pell had witnessed was not enough for the story he wanted to write. He was determined to do something about it.
Sheriff? Hello, Mr. Pell.
Sheriff?
You want to talk to your friend?
Yes, I do want to talk to him.
Go ahead.
That was a brave thing you did, Sheriff. But he's just a green kid. Would you walk up to a real hard case the same way? Say, a man like Sam Crane?
Well, maybe not just the same way.
You gotta get me out of here somehow. I'm tired of scrubbing up these jail floors.
Take it easy. You're only going to be here for a couple of days.
Couple of days. Look, pal, you gotta get that medicine to Sam.
How? I don't know these hills. I could never find that cabin again.
Yes, you can. Go out the Benson Road about 5 miles. Up the big draw till you get to the foot of the hills. You'll see it.
Where's your horse?
Back at the granary. I got some food and medicine in a saddlebag. Hurry up, Sam. May need it bad by now.
What'll I tell Sam? You got thrown in jail?
No. Tell him my horse fell and I jerked my knee loose. And I'll meet you in Lordsburg on Sunday.
It's a pretty big jail. You may not get it all scrubbed up by Sunday.
How is he? Breathing blood and thunder?
I've seen more thunder come from a baby and a rattle. Sheriff, how'd you like to have enough money to own this town? And the mountains around it.
What's on your mind, Mr. Pell?
Suppose I could find out where Sam Crane is.
You've got a notion where he is?
Right where. He's hiding at the end of the rainbow.
What are you getting at?
Just this. I want to be at the end of that rainbow when you get there, in a front row seat. Sheriff, if I could find out where Crane is, I'd trade that information. If you let me watch the killing.
Who's killing? His or mine?
His. I was going to write a series of articles about Sam Crane. But now I've found a man that's worth a book. You. You let me in on the Crane killing, and I'll have what I need to make you the next national hero.
Me?
I guarantee it. Lecture tours, star of your show, circus, travel abroad, audiences with royalty. You can become a legend, Hollister.
Stop right there, Mr. Pell. Leave me alone to finish my supper.
Maybe you didn't hear me right. Now listen.
I heard you. And you heard me. Get out.
Where's Kirby? How come you found your way back here?
You're okay, Sam? Wound healing?
Yeah, I dug the bullet out with my knife. So where's the boy?
That's what I rode out to tell you, Sam. Kirby told me the way. That tin-horn sheriff jailed him.
The law got Kirby? What for?
Hollister claimed he was cheating at poker. He gun-whipped him, Sam. Beat him half to death and ran him in.
Served him right, brainless kid. Pell, did he talk too much?
I hate to say it, Sam. I'm afraid he did. At least enough for the sheriff to guess he knew something about the stage holdup.
I knew it. I knew someday that kid in his mouth...
The sheriff said he was going to keep him locked up until he told everything. Do you think he'll really talk, Sam?
Like a coyote under the full moon. You know the layout of that Tombstone jail?
Oh, yeah.
And you want to see a real shootout? You want a dead sheriff for supper?
Sam, you got away with this. You kill that sheriff and spring your brother. And I'll make them forget Hardin and Tom Horn. I'll make you as big as Jesse James or Billy the Kid.
That was just big enough to fit in a pine box. Come on, let's mount up.
Time to go to work. After you get all this licked down nice, Quint here will find some more house cleaning for you in the office.
I'd start waving them up.
Harris, you tied the horse behind the jail?
Yeah. And the boy was watching. I could see him through the bars.
Good.
What makes you think he'll make a break for it?
Hunch?
Well, why do you want him to?
Boy rode into town after the stagecoach robbery with Pell. And now Pell just can't stop talking about Sam Crane. They might have some information about where Crane's hiding.
You think Crane held up that stage?
Whoever did it's carrying around some lead from the guard's gun. Check the boy's saddlebags. He just bought a bottle full of medicine for washing out wounds and a pair of long-nosed pliers. Pretty odd buying for a drifter, wouldn't you say?
Well, why didn't you have me stake out his own horse instead of that other?
Because Pell ran off with it. Medicine, pliers, and all. Quint reported it. We couldn't trail him.
Well, let's hope he takes the bait.
Yeah. Quint's all primed. He'll drop like a rock. We better wait inside. He might see us here.
I guess I can start setting type.
You better wait and see how the story ends.
Rider coming. Take cover.
It's Kirby.
Kirby!
Sam, you're all right. You're riding.
Yeah. How come you are?
Well, I broke out. That sheriff had me swapping floors. I saw a horse tied out back, and I broke.
Swamping floors. You don't look beat up. Kirby, how much did you tell him?
I didn't tell him nothing.
Pell here says that sheriff beat your brains out, and you started blabbing.
He hit me once, but I didn't tell him nothing.
Remember, I'm a writer. I color up the facts some.
Enough to send me straight into that sheriff's guns, trying to shoot my brother out of the Tombstone jail.
Now, you're being melodramatic.
Him and me both, mister, and you're right in the middle, not off to one side taking notes. Sam, him and that sheriff were so close they could have been wearing the same hat.
You came west looking for something to write. You just found it. Your death warrant.
No, Sam. I swear it. I'll make you famous and rich. Don't shoot me.
There's lots of ways to kill snakes. Shooting's one of them.
It's Hollister. Don't shoot. You'll warn him.
Get behind those rocks. We'll crossfire them.
Drop it! Sam, shoot!
The boys quit, Crane. Hold your fire. Come in alive.
I knew you'd change your mind, Hollister. You're on your way. I'll make you a fortune. Dirty what? You and your blowhard brother. Coyotes. Coyotes kill sheep. Takes a man to walk into two guns and kill. A man like this.
So you finally got your story, huh?
Today, in the parched hills near Tombstone, I watched a killer die. Sam Crane, the Southwest's deadliest outlaw.
Sam Crane, a coward who killed for greed and out of ignorance.
Well, we've got two writers around here.
And then changed the part about coyotes. Coyotes are smart, like this one here. He decided to talk rather than hang.
You mean about his brother's killings?
Mm-hmm. Especially the last one, where Sam killed a stage guard for a fee paid by a writer gathering information on Western outlaws.
That's a lie.
You paid. And you'll finish paying with 10 years of your life for conspiracy to commit murder. In Yuma prison, you'll meet most of the outlaws in the territory. You can write their stories.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 10, 1882. The Thomas brothers, Rip, Coley, and Ben, the younger element of Tombstone, and its future citizens.
Here's your troublemakers, Clay. Take your choice. The fine's $10 apiece and 3 days in jail.
Well, you're bearing down a little hard, ain't you, Sheriff? We were just trying to have a little fun.
Sure, just flexing our muscles. You know, having a few laughs. It's getting so a person can't even let off a little steam in this town.
The next time you start a saloon brawl, it won't be just a fine and a night in jail. I'll lock you up for so long you can set up housekeeping.
It's about time.
Well, I didn't know you were in jail until this morning.
All right, pay the man. Let's get out of here.
I'm sorry about my brother, Sheriff. How much is their fine?
$10 apiece, Miss Thomas. They won't listen to me, so I'm going to tell you. Maybe you can talk some sense into them.
Well, they'll listen to me, and they'd better.
They've got to grow up and start acting their age.
We can do without the lectures. That goes for you too, Hollister.
Because if they don't, they're going to wind up killing somebody or getting killed themselves. There are your guns. Keep them holstered.
Yes, sir, Mr. Sheriff. At least for now.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The Thomas brothers were important to Tombstone. They were the future of the town. And the way things had been going lately, Sheriff Clay Hollister had good reason to be concerned about them. Morning, Clay.
Oh, hello, Harris.
On my way to breakfast. Care to join me?
No thanks. I'm not hungry. I just had a stomach full of the Thomas brothers. It's the third time this month I've had to hold them in.
You ought to keep a permanent cell for them. Charge rent. A second home, so to speak.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Anybody else got ideas?
Cowboy, you just bit off more than you can swallow.
Hold it! Give me the gun.
I'm walking out of here, Sheriff. Don't try stopping me.
Give me the gun. Now, suppose you tell me what happened.
We were just trying to have a little fun when all of a sudden he get mad.
He shot Ben before we knew what was happening.
How about hearing my side of it, Sheriff? That is, if you're interested.
I'm interested. Let's go.
You haven't heard the last of us, mister. You can bet on it.
All right. Your story better be right. You settled down enough yet to start talking?
I didn't ride into this town looking for trouble, Sheriff. All I wanted was a job. I warned them twice to leave me alone, but no, they had to keep calling me a saddle bum and a drifter. Got a lot of laughs out of everybody. Then, accidentally, on purpose, one of them spilled his drink on me.
So you repaid the compliment by shooting him?
Talking doesn't get through to some people, Sheriff. They have to be shown.
Well, that little demonstration may get you a term in jail.
You ever had trouble with the law before?
You mean locked up? No.
Well, I'm sorry to spoil your record. Let's go.
Hello, Harris. Oh, hello, Clay. Glad you stopped by.
I'm writing an editorial here. I want you to hear it. The citizens of Tombstone have a responsibility to the many young men who come here seeking work. Let us demonstrate our friendship by offering them a fair chance at jobs and the opportunity to become decent citizens. Tolerance will make our community a better place to live. Well, then it goes on, but that's the idea. What do you think?
Oh, I think the same as you. Just come from a long talk with Judge Parker. We talked about Paul Hayden.
I guess he's the one who started this. The kid needs a break, no doubt about it.
Judge has given him one. He's put him on probation.
Oh, Clay, I think that's an excellent idea.
Of course, there are going to be some problems, but between the two of us, I think we can work them out.
What kind of problems?
Well, as sheriff of Tombstone, I couldn't very well have him paroled in my custody, so I had him paroled in yours.
You did what?
Well, now, just don't go bringing your blood to a boil.
Well, you might have consulted me first.
It never occurred to me that you'd object.
Oh, it never occurred to you. Well, I do. I've got too much to do around here to properly take care of the boy.
Calm down.
No, sir, it's too much responsibility.
Wait a minute, let me read you something. The citizens of Tombstone have a responsibility to the many young...
All right. I'm trapped by my own editorial. Paul, you better start a new paragraph here. Well, hello, Karen. This is a pleasant surprise.
Hello, Mr. Claiborne. I was just passing by and remembered I hadn't renewed my subscription to the paper.
Oh, shucks. I thought perhaps this was a personal call. Oh, excuse me, Paul. Having such an attractive young lady in the office almost made me forget my manners. Miss Karen Thomas, this is my new assistant, Paul Hayden.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Thomas.
Hello. Well, I better pay you and run along. I don't want to be late for the bank.
If you have a moment, I'll write you out a receipt for this.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Mr. Claiborne. Nice to have met you, Mr. Hayden.
Pleasure.
Karen, wait a minute. I just remembered I have some business at the bank myself. Paul, would you take this over and get me some change for it?
How do you want it?
I don't care. Nickels, dimes, quarters. No reason for you to walk to the bank alone.
You don't mind company?
Oh, I'd be delighted, Mr. Hayden.
Hey, Paul. Well, aren't you something? No need to ask what happened to your paycheck. You're wearing it. Sit down.
Fellow's got a right to buy new duds, hasn't he?
He sure has. But you'll have to admit they're a little fancy to be wearing to work.
As a matter of fact, I was going to ask for the morning off. Karen's coming to town and...
Sure, Paul. You go ahead.
But we're kind of busy. Sure you can get by without me, all right?
Well, it'll be tough, but I'll try.
Well, now, look who's just leaving.
Well, just the man I've been looking for. It's time we settle with this drifter. Nice looking hat. Mind if I look it over for a while? I've been thinking about getting me a new hat.
Fitting that over swelled head of yours is going to be a job. Let's have the hat back.
Sure, drifter. There you are. Put a few air holes in it for you.
I'm not wearing a gun or I'd give you something to shoot at.
Now, you wanted a gun? There it is.
Read it, Paul. He's on probation. He can't do any fighting. But I can.
Well, it's all right with me if you want to stick your nose in this.
anybody join in. All right, what's going on?
Never mind, Clay. There's no real harm done.
That's right. The drifter here is on probation. Don't want him getting into trouble.
You want to prefer charges, Harris? I'll lock him up right now.
No. But they pay for the hat.
How much was it?
$5.
It's a pretty expensive target.
It was worth every penny of it. And I got some advice for you, Drifter. Keep away from my sister. And if I don't? The next time we shoot at that hat, you'll be wearing it.
You should let me lock him up, Harris.
Why? It's never done any good before. A couple of days in jail isn't going to teach them anything.
They bother me again, I'll start their education. And I'll finish it, too.
No, you won't, Paul. You do that and I'll finish it by jailing all of you.
Although Paul Hayden had only been in Tombstone a short time, he had run into trouble with the Thomas brothers twice. There was going to be a third time. He was going to be prepared for it.
Hello, Paul? Been shopping?
Picked up my shirts at the laundry.
Looks like a lot of starch in your shirts. You know, I could swear I just saw you coming out of the gun shop.
Probably some other fellow.
Interesting looking laundry.
The way I look at it, wearing a gun's part of being dressed.
Probation law doesn't agree with you. It says you can't carry a gun or leave town.
Does it say what I'm supposed to do about Rip Thomas and his brothers?
No, but I can tell you. Grin and bear it.
Yeah. They're not pushing you around.
Would you rather serve out your sentence in jail? Look, Paul, you got a good job and you met a nice girl. Could be worse.
I'll keep out of trouble.
All right. And you won't need this. I'll take it back, get you a refund.
Hey, do you know it's almost 8 o'clock? Time we called it a day. Here, you can set this up tomorrow.
Mr. Clyburn, I think I'd like to stay here and finish this tonight.
Oh? Well, if you're going to wait, I will too. I've got plenty I can do.
Mr. Clyburn, go home?
Well, how do you like that? Thrown out of my own office. Say hello to Karen for me.
I hope you don't mind us meeting here like this.
Of course not. Not the most romantic spot you can find, but, well, at least it's private.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clyburn.
Good night, Paul.
Get the shades, Ben. Well, you look surprised, Drifter. Maybe you were expecting someone else.
We told you to stay away from Karen, but you don't hear too good, do you?
Not when you talk. Well, by the time we're through, maybe you'll learn to listen a lot better. You got off lucky, Drifter. You keep away from Karen, and next time we'll kill you.
Well, there it is. Isn't that a nice mess? No need to guess what happened after you left. I checked Paul's rooming house. He wasn't there. And his horse is missing from the livery stable.
If he's left town, he's in trouble.
The boy would have been just fine if Rip and his brothers had left him alone.
I'll take care of them later. Right now, I'm more concerned about Paul. Harris, where do you keep your rifle?
Here. Well, it was here when I left last night.
We better get out to the Thomas place.
Just going in town after you, Hollister. Glad you showed up.
I'll bet you are.
Particularly after what happened to my place last night.
Have you seen Paul?
The drifter? No. But when we do...
He was here. And when he left, he took Karen with him.
Now, they couldn't have gone very far, because I heard Karen moving around in the house about an hour ago.
Him running off is a violation of his probation, isn't it, Hollister?
I'll bring him back.
Well, you go right ahead, Sheriff. We'll just look for Karen.
Yeah, and, when we find her, if she just happens to be with that drifter, well, that's his tough luck.
Okay, let's go.
We got some ground to cover.
What happens if he won't go back with us?
He will.
Nice day for a ride. Sure is, Sheriff. And we're going to keep right on enjoying it.
Paul, we've come to take you back to town.
Sorry to disappoint you, Sheriff, but Karen and I are moving on.
Easy, boy. We're out here to help you.
You're a little late.
I don't think so. You said all you wanted was a decent break. Well, you got it. And the first time things got a little bit rough, you turned tail and ran.
So you moved to another town. There'll always be a situation that needs facing.
Maybe he's right, Paul. We can't keep wondering and worrying about when my brothers are going to show up. We'd never be happy that way. Let's go back together.
You sure that's what you want, Karen? What about my probation? I wasn't supposed to leave town or carry a gun.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you and Karen just took a canter to the city limits. They're pretty big.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Harris, you take Paul back to the shop. Karen, I want to ride to the ranch with you. I want to talk to your brothers.
Fine. be awfully angry, Mr. Hollister.
So am I.
You got some mighty fancy explaining to do.
Wait until we get our hands on that drifter.
Look, Karen's back and there's no harm done.
Keep out of this, Hollister. This is a family affair.
That's right. Just because you're wearing a badge doesn't give you the right to keep sticking your nose into our business.
I say it's a good thing he has it on. It gives him protection.
Well, I can always take it off. It's about time somebody taught you three to grow up. Since nobody else has offered to do the job, I'll volunteer.
Hollister, beating you is going to be a pleasure.
You want to try next?
You betcha.
You still feel like fighting after your arm gets well, you know where to find me. I want you and your brothers in my office tomorrow morning at 10. Thanks.
Here they come. All spruced up. Well, you're right on time. I was going to lock all three of you up. Figured a jail term would do you good. Since the damages to the epitaph office have been paid and Paul here doesn't want to prefer charges, you're free to go.
You mean you ain't going to press charges?
Sheriff Hollister kept me from going to jail, and I thought I should pass on the favor.
Oh, don't just stand there looking foolish. Shake hands.
I'd like to apologize.
Well, forget it.
Me too.
About time you showed some judgment.
It must have been that licking you gave us. Sort of helped us grow up.
Yeah, the hard way. Speaking of growing up, we all look a little older today.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.